Please share the information provided in this video. Always remember that a crucial part of removing a person's confusion is understanding his or her unique source of it. The Duck Dynasty scandal is a fake. Now, what is the Duck Dynasty scandal? Basically, the Duck Dynasty TV show is a TV show about these guys that like made duck calls and made a big business, and they're like these like kind of like country bearded duck hunter Christian dudes, and from Louisiana, and they make like I'm sorry. They make like a TV show called Duck Dynasty or whatever. And he said something in a magazine interview where he was like he doesn't approve of homosexuality. And gay rights watchdog groups jumped on it, and they were, wanted to voice the fact that they're offended and that they don't want to have anything to do with Arts and Entertainment, or A&E. It's the TV channel that, they don't like them for doing that. So Arts and Entertainment was going to ban him from the show, and then all the other members of the show were said, well, we're not going to be on it if y'all are going to ban him. And then shortly after Christmas, the whole thing went away, went poof. I think it got to one point, what's the place? Cracker Barrel was going to pull all the Duck Dynasty stuff from their shelves. And so Christians were all like, we're going to boycott everything on A&E, and we're going to boycott Cracker Barrel too. So anyway, that being said, the reasons I think it's fake. First of all, in the interview, the fella who runs the whole Duck Commander thing, he's like the head of the family or whatever, his name's Phil Robertson. And in the interview, he said he says stuff like that all the time, and they just don't run it on the show. Okay? And gay rights watchdog groups, they did what they do all the time. They didn't change their ways remotely because of this. Okay? So he basically was a robot in this, in the sense that he just followed his normal activities that he always does. And the gay rights groups were basically robots in this too. They just followed their standard mode of operation just like him. They didn't change anything about what they do. The only thing that really happened that was odd is that this man had an interview with GQ magazine, and that the type of thing that normally is suppressed somehow came out. So the question is, who set up the interview? Because here we have a scandal, and let's look at the results of the scandal. Basically, from about Thanksgiving to just after Christmas, yes, during the shopping season, they do this thing. They set up this interview, they leak this. It creates this thing that gets them more publicity than 20 Super Bowl commercials. Like, yeah, I'm sure it cost them in ways, but any form of marketing would have cost them something. So they're saying, they did well. Because, let's face it, were homosexuals really a big part of the fans for this show? Probably not. Maybe not. I would, in fact, I think homosexuals would be more likely to watch the show than people who are not homosexual but are in strong support of homosexuality and homosexual rights. So homosexuals are only 3.5% of the American population. But people who support gay rights, are a large portion of the population. But the thing is, people who support gay rights were never going to be fans of that show. All they've done with this is just create huge support from people that already would have been fans of the show. Now they're interested and care about the show. They've made people who cared about them a little bit care about them a lot. They've gotten word of mouth marketing that's worth boatloads of money. So that's kind of the gist of why I think it's a sham. The way it ended right after Christmas, and everything was like, oh, this doesn't matter, we're just gonna go back to the way things were. We caved to your desires. Like, you're the only people watching the show, and you got what you want. I don't know if there's anything much else to say about this other than fake scandals get created all the time. And for example, Miley Cyrus, do you really think she went off the deep end and became a nutty girl? No, she just did that because it makes her talked about. Am I right? She's probably normal. Who knows, right? I mean, so they create these fake personas, these fake things. I don't think the Duck Dynasty guys are like big fakers. I think they are who they say they are, but like that's just kind of my personal, that's the way they come across. But you can use that still to create, you know, controversy when you need to, because the guy says, he says stuff like this all the time, but they just had to leak it whenever they were ready during the Christmas season. You look back a year ago, alright, people who support traditional Christian values, what do they know about Duck Dynasty? Bearded, redneck, duck hunter guys. That's what people knew. Okay? Now, a year later, what do people know? Heroes of traditional Christian values. Who do you think is going to get more ratings with people who support traditional Christian values? So, there's that. Just while we're on it, let's just look at another example. Taylor Swift. Okay? Here's a girl, completely created persona, you know. So they create the persona of I'm like you, I'm the girl next door, I'm pretty but not so pretty that the other slightly prettier girl gets the guys all the time, and but I'm better for him and they don't really love him like I do. Okay, that's her whole, that's why she made lots of money, because tons of girls identify with that. She's pretty but not the prettiest, and so the guys go for the prettiest, and even though the prettiest girl is a scumbag. Okay? She's got real heart. She's a real person. You know, you're the reason for the teardrops on my guitar. Like, sums up the whole thing in one sentence. You know, that she plays guitar, she's got talent, she's got depth, but she's crying because the boy's going for some floozy. You know? And what's ironic, it's not ironic, I don't know why I use that word, but what's a load of crap about it is that she gets boyfriends in real life. This girl like totally has a lot of boyfriends. Like, she's like every other week she got a new dude. This crap, like she's not having trouble getting a man. She's not like you. She got all the men. Anyway, yeah. I hope you found this video informative and enjoyable. Thank you for your time.